Alrighty, I think I'm up and rolling. So now I'm just gonna do Monkey Island by myself. Let's see. Let's do the beans and cheese. Yeah, yeah. So going into this, I have no idea about anything, minus a couple of different promos. But I didn't look at the deep dive. I don't know much about the island. That took a minute. Okay. Yep.
I'm Kate. I'll be your captain.
Cruises at Simpton.
Yeah?
Still have a lot of work to do here.
Yeah?
Okay. It's the name of my business. I'll be offering sightseeing tours, shipwrecks, and other attractions, just like I did back home.
So...
I tried setting up over at the docks, but those arrogant merchants wouldn't give me much a second glance, so I'm
Yeah?
improvising. It doesn't help that I'm missing a ship of my own right now. Even a glass-bottom boat would be a start. But I had to leave it behind. What is this? I kept it silent the whole time. Oh, my bad. At first, I thought maybe I could just steal a new ship, but the merfolk here have an annoying habit of bringing the original owners straight to you.
So... Yeah?
All right. Why are you offering tours? Oh, partly out of boredom, also to earn coins since my pieces of eight apparently don't count much out here. Oh, so you're broke. Gotcha. But the but mostly I am actually here hunting for someone who framed me for listening. Okay.
So...
Okay. Not that I can actually catch up with them without a ship of my own, but so you
So...
need me. Sooner or later, I will find someone who will be willing to go and find him for me. I just have to be patient.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So...
Couple most times for retirement.
Yeah?
After office, you wouldn't find many crews willing to spill their grog. That'll make it on trying to cut swathe with the fort full of
Hmm.
phantoms. That's why the next pirate tries to buy my hat will be carrying their teeth home in a jar. I don't even like your hat. It's not great. Mine's better.
I could use some near grog.
Legitimately doesn't even look that good. Hmm. 100 grand. That's nothing. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. If anyone's watching in the future, I just got to fix some technical stuff. Alrighty, so we're back. Just had to smooth things up a little bit. Alright, so now I'm back. Before we get going, because I want that as a sale. See, that's where I vote for the tall tale, but I do feel like I need to kind of look at my wardrobe a little bit. First things first, money. What do we got in the store as far as that's new? Pocket Seagull, which I bought it literally the day it came out. And yeah, still not the owl I was promised, but it's good. And this is where I was thinking I might actually spend some money because that's a sick cannon. The capstan, pretty cool. It's got the cursed cannonball. I think that's the cursed cannonball on the top. Um, Again, top tier, but it kind of just looks like if we took Flameheart and the Pirate Lord, merged them together, and then boom, you got LeChuck. Check Legacy Flag, cool. The hull's pretty sick. I'm not a fan of the whole green, but it's cool. The sails, whatever, who cares? The wheel, top tier. And the flare, I mean, I can almost guarantee you it's not going to be the best for all of these sweat lords, but I bet you that shit looks cool. And then the collector set for all of those crazies, yes, those are totally worth it to me because those look amazing. The costume itself, um, it's cool. I'm not a huge fan of big tall hats, but my character definitely looks like a good LeChuck. Might spend the money later on, but definitely not now. The paintings, beautiful, beautiful. Wait, he gets two. All right, sorry about that. And then they also have matching ship's crest, which also that looks amazing. I'm curious how much light these actually put off, if any, because that would definitely change the look of your boat. You know. What else we got? So okay, we're back to normal
Go
stuff.
on,
Alrighty,
smash some coin nabbing skellies.
don't tell me what to do. All right. See, my hat's far superior to whatever the hell she was wearing. Proper privateer business, you know. But what do we have? Hmm. No, wasting time. Let's go.
Hey, don't touch that! Not unless you think you're tough enough to track down the man I'm hunting. Everything I know is in that logbook.
Gotcha.
I'd find him myself if I had the money to get back on the waves. But for now, I'm just another landlubber selling tours.
Ah, Captain Capsize. I see you've already settled in and started making friends.
I don't want friends. What I want is someone willing to drag that pirate pretender back to reality. Then we can have a long and meaningful conversation with the sole of my boot.
Which won't happen unless you take the time to explain our situation. A while ago, I invited a pirate named Guybrush Threepwood and his wife, Elaine. to celebrate their honeymoon here on the Sea of Thieves.
You mean a fraud named Guybrush Threepwood? Though I'd also accept liar, imposter, figurehead thief.
Guybrush accepted my invitation, but his ship never
Figurehead
arrived.
thief.
After a while, I began to fear the worst. So I began making inquiries in the Sea of the Damned.
And found me stuck there, sailing in circles in my old glass-bottomed boat. Something that looked like it anyway.
A memory of yours made real by the Sea of the Damned. In that realm, people and places from long ago can come back to haunt you, mingling with all the hopes and dreams in your heart. I fear that Guybrush has become trapped in memories of his own. Memories of a distant pirate sanctuary known as Melee Island. If he is not rescued, he will remain sealed in a dream world for all eternity,
It doesn't sound that
surrounded
bad.
by fragments of his past. That is why I have asked Kate to recruit pirates who are both willing and able to broach the Sea of the Damned and save Guybrush.
And then everybody here will see what a pathetic dope he really is. It's a good plan. Think they can pull it off?
I believe they can. Kate learned of Guybrush's whereabouts, but was never able to reach him. You will be sailing into uncharted territory. On Melee Island, things may be very different from the Sea of Thieves you know.
Which is why you should take my logbook. But don't lose it. Once Threepwood has been rescued, I'm going to make him eat every last page.
You should keep an open
What
mind.
the hell? Did she turn Jamaican halfway through that sentence?
Enemies can enter the same tavern and depart as friends.
When it comes to Guybrush Threepwood, I don't need an open mind. Only a closed fist. Well, don't just stand there. Sail through that archway and find Threepwood.
Okay.
The logbook I gave you has everything you need to know.
Okay. Yeah. Close, but no cigar. All right, so I'm hoping that this is going to live up to the hype, you know. Uh, I haven't looked into anything, like I said earlier. So I will be a bumbling idiot for quite some time.
Dear wow, what an incredible end to an amazing adventure. I outwitted the evil pirate LeChuck, caused an avalanche, kinda, and lived to tell the tale. Even better, Elaine and I finally got married, and all of our friends were there too. I don't think we've ever been happier. Now all we have to do is set a course and begin our honeymoon, sailing on the Sea of Thieves. To get there, we have to pass through the Devil's Shroud. Elaine says it's no big deal so long as we follow the map, but I don't know. I miss seeing the stars. I had the nightmare again. I wake up in our cabin. Elena's gone. And at the end of my bed, LeChuck is there, laughing at me. It's crazy, I know. I left him buried back on Monkey Island, but why does it feel so real? I can almost hear the laughter.
Pretty sick looking boat.
But when I did get back to sleep, I had a very different dream. I was back where it all began, on my quest to become a legendary pirate. Back at the start of my very first adventure.
I'm so excited for this. And I'm sorry, I'm new at this whole streaming thing. So if I go quiet, I just go quiet. I'm zoned in. I am my pirate. Do I have to actually park this thing? God, water's like purple. It's awesome. I feel like this might just dock, but can you imagine that they were like able to make islands like this, like willy nilly? Or if we had a workshop to be able to make islands, oh great! Or just being able to tell stories like this would be amazing. Like a glove. All right. Now, before I get going, let's check a look at something. Tall tales. Ooh, here we are. All right. Purchase the chef's uniform. These are probably just going to be as you go. Um, defeat pirates. Right there. Oh my god, this is going to be so much fun. Wait. Okay. Reward wise, little lacking, in my opinion. But it is the first one. One second. Okay. Let's figure out what we all need to do. Okay, so we got a free Otis, repair clock tower, this blah blah blah. Probably move through. Purchase the Melee Island history book. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna go full Skyrim. I'm exploring every bit of this island. Booty. Calmly rise and perfect ship out 3 wood, but he stole its figurehead. Sorry, I'm gonna just read this to myself because I'm a horrible reader. Oh, fucking amazing. A map. Meet the pirate leaders here. Scumbar. Cool. Map for sale. Boom. Seems broken. Clock tower. Fix that. General store. Use stuff. Buy the thing. Free the guy. Look out. Cool. Alrighty. I think this is just gonna be boom. That easy. There's got to be something over there, right? Like why would they have a whole pathway? Okay, you know what? We're probably getting ahead of ourselves. That's probably end game or ender game. Scumbar, here we go. This will get us started. Okay, the fact that we have actual people. Fuck, how many was that? 5?
Ahoy there, stranger. New in town? That's the stupidest question I've ever heard.
I'll fight you.
Why, this is the world-famous Melee Island, of course. Home
TM.
to some of the filthiest rogues and rascals you'll ever cross paths with. Though if I were you, I'd not stray too far beyond the village. The weather's taken an awful turn tonight. A stranger could get lost in that pea soup. Oh, plenty of places to spend your pieces of 8. Though I'd wager most will be closed at this hour. Except maybe the general store. That old skinflint never sleeps. Then there's the old jail, the church. But if you ask me, there's nowhere better than this very pub. Why not sit for a spell and soak it all in? Well, I am a pirate, but alas, I am not a captain. Truth be told, I haven't been out on the waves for many a month. It all began when that LeChuck business forced us back to shore. Once he was the terror of the Caribbean, roaming the seas on his fearsome ghost ship until he was scuppered by the legend of Monkey Island. Oh, not what. Who? I'm talking about the most fearless felon to ever don a captain's hat and sail straight into the waiting maw of death itself. Guybrush Threepwood. Once we heard what had happened to LeChuck, most of us pirates chose to retire. There's no point trying to compete with the legend of Monkey Island.
Alright, so who's in
Our
charge?
governor is none other than the legend of Monkey Island himself. He keeps this whole area prosperous for his
The
fellow
TM is
pirates.
just so unnecessary.
His mansion is on the other side of town, but pirates aren't as welcome around there as they used to be. Because the governor's a busy man, that's why. Caught up writing his memoirs. It's the most pre-ordered book ever published on Melee Island.
TM.
Come to think of it, it's also the first book ever published on Melee Island. But that just makes it even more exciting. I'm buying 9 copies. You should talk to the important-looking pirates in the next room. If you're to stand any chance of seeing the governor, they can tell you where to go and what to do. My name is Mancom Seepgood. The what of who? Never heard of it. And I've sailed as far as Dinky Island. But Melee Island is a place to be nowadays. Thanks to the Now that you're here, you should relax and take a load off. Uh-oh. Looks like my grog is going flat, so you'll have to excuse me. Maybe not on this sea of thieves you're so proud of. But in these parts, we prefer a beverage with a little extra kick to it. Kerosene, red dye, number 2. If you're brave enough to try some for yourself, we usually sneak ours out of the big barrel in the kitchen. You can join us in a toast to the legend of Monkey Island.
Alright, that took way too long.
Where's that blasted cook? Me crew and I are parched drier than Boulder Beach. Hey, keep your greedy hands to yourself.
Okay, I took a seat.
Is that fresh meat I spy? Tremble, mortal, before the mighty skulls of scum.
It's been longer than a rat's tail since I last set me sights on a would-be pirate, though I could swear we've crossed paths before. But never mind all that. You'll be here to undertake the 3 trials, I'll wager.
The 3 trials!
Aye, that takes me back. I want to be a mighty pirate. Where do I collect me hat?
Well, if you're here to prove your worth to us, too bad. We're no longer in charge around here. Aye, and what would be the point? There's not a pirate wannabe alive who could hold a candle to the legend of Monkey Island.
No, please, not the speech again.
The mightiest pirate ever weigh anchor.
Scourge of the Caribbean, terror of the Tri-Island territories, master of 1,000 insults.
A man who could hold his breath for 60 minutes.
Governor
Guybrush
Threepwood. Ah, all that toasting of the governors made me thirsty.
Time for some more grog. Grog, 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 grog.
I have no idea what's going on. Oh, okay. So...
That's for kitchen staff only. Hey, you shouldn't be back here. Because it's the rules, that's why. Customers stay out front, where they can't mess everything up. Oh, right. Well, I guess you can look around. But don't touch anything. I want something fiery and hearty. Tough, yet tender. Just like the legend of Monkey Island himself. Too bad I'm still missing one of the ingredients. Meat stew. When I can find the time to spice the meat, chop the veg, and add this special ingredient like I was told. Sure enough, the lady from the Mojo shop stopped by before the governor's guards closed her down with a box of root beer sprinkles. She told me to add them to the grog and anything I cook to provide us all protection against insidious supernatural threats or something. Don't know why, but I hate to see good grub go to waste, and they don't taste half bad, so into the cooking pot with them. Can't help you there. I've just hired a new assistant, and they should be starting to... Don't know what the delay is all about, but I hope they remember to pick up their uniform from the general store. I've had it reserved all week. Of course it matters. Cooking's a messy business, and you need to look the part. I just hope they get here soon. I'm rushed off my feet as it is. Soon as they arrive, I'm going on my break. Yeah, in the barrel. But don't think you can just go helping yourself. It's the expensive, extra strong Governor's Special Reserve. I got a batch of it in stock in case the legend of Monkey Island ever stops by for a drink. Think of all the tourists he'd attract. But you need a strong stomach for the stuff, or you'll be out cold before long. Anyway, forget about all that. And don't touch anything.
So I need to somehow convince you to let me...
What be ye wanting? Now that's the sort of question I'd expect from a pirate wannabe. Melee Island is pretty much wall-to-wall rogues and scoundrels. Granted, more than a few folks have retired from a life on the high seas and taken up other lines of work where they can. But pretty much everyone you'll rub shoulders with has flown the Jolly Roger at one time or another. And none of us are ashamed to admit it. Why should it? Governor Threepwood is in charge now, and there's no pirate more lawless, lethal, and larcenous than he. The days of being clapped in irons by the local sheriff are long gone, and it's all thanks to the legend of Monkey Island. What's the matter? You got seawater in your ears? Let me spell it out for you. Governor Threepwood is our legend of Monkey Island. He's been everywhere, seen it all, and stolen most of it. Adventures the rest of us can only dream of. The only way you'd be considered a true pirate is if the governor himself declared you to be worthy of following in his footsteps. Ah, oh, you think so? You can't just stroll up to the governor's door and challenge him to a spitting contest, you know. But there is one way. A man in town can be your ticket to an audience with the governor, but his help surely won't come cheap. They say it lies east of here, but its exact location is a great mystery to all but a chosen few, including the governor and his wife, Elaine Marley. The whole of Monkey Island is surrounded by a strange mist that makes sailing there a treacherous prospect, unless you know exactly what you're doing. Oh, really? Well, most folks tended to avoid the place once the ghost pirate LeChuck began to use Monkey Island as his pirate lair. Only the governor was brave enough to bring together a crew and make it all the way to Monkey Island to rescue his beloved bride. It's just one more reason he's held in such high regard. But I don't suppose even he knows every secret the island has to offer. I assume you mean pieces of 8? That's the currency we trade in here on Melee Island, not gold or other such nonsense. The cook could have been persuaded to take you on, but he's already hired himself a new assistant, so you're out of luck there. Well, I'm sure if you keep your eyes peeled, you'll spot a few stray pieces of 8 lying around that nobody'll miss. Of course, a real pirate would notice more nefarious opportunities to fill their pockets.
Back again? You're persistent, I'll give you that. Decided to chance your luck with the governor's guards, eh? Well, you can't miss the place. Head up, through town, and through the archway below the clock tower to find a cliffside path that'll take you straight to the governor's doorstep. You might think so, but the fact of the matter is that the guards will turn you away unless you've got an official invitation. Now, I don't know where you'd go about acquiring such a thing, but there's one particular citizen whose specialty is finding what you need. You mean purveyors of tea, silks, that sort of thing? We don't allow them to operate here on Melee. The pirates gotta eat, though, so we do take in shipments of goods from other islands. One of them sank at the docks just the other day, in fact. Ha! What do I look like, a merchant? All I know is the governor keeps this place running just fine. We're never wanted for supplies. If you're peckish and low on funds, you could always find a fishing rod. See if you can't catch some supper that way. Each of us underwent the 3 trials way back when, and became mighty pirates, when it was still possible for mere mortals to succeed. But since you ask, I'll let you in on a little secret. The trick of being in charge is to make yourself look important. That's why we took the best table in the house for ourselves and lined ourselves up here, all official-like. Well, there's no need to be like that about it. There's plenty of other pirates who wish they thought of it first. Pay him no heed, or he'll talk your ear off all night. Claims to hail from somewhere called Sailor's Grave, wherever that may be. Only when he starts up with a shanty. I never heard such a tuneless, talentless assault against the performing arts. He claims it's the best he can do on account of lacking a full set of vocal cords. But if you ask me, he's just doing it for the attention.
Alright, then let's get the last guy
Back
done.
so soon? You've plenty of questions, I'll be bound. They say the name Scum comes from a language invented by one of the first and most influential pirates who dreamed of us all sharing a common speech. Some called him a genius, others a maniac. His knowledge and wisdom was passed down at a prestigious institute known as Scum University. Who can say, if it hadn't been for the drive and vision of those pirate pioneers, we might not be standing here today making such polite conversation. Tests by which a pirate might prove themselves worthy of the title. There were 3 to be faced, spread across Melee Island. Trouble was, once word began to spread about the legend of Monkey Island and all that he'd accomplished, the trials looked pretty feeble by comparison. That we did, but no matter how dangerous, deceitful, and despicable the trials became, not one of them held a candle to the governor's heroic deeds. Eventually, nobody could manage to complete the trials, and the whole system was abandoned. Better to seek the governor's blessing. He may not look it, but Governor Threepwood has the strength and stamina of 10 men. He's the champion of both our caber tossing and spitting contest. And when it comes to his skill with a blade, his insults have flummoxed the sword master herself. Aye, that's a trick you'll get to learn if and when the governor judges you to be a worthy pirate. A devastating witticism delivered at just the right moment can throw your opponent off balance. We pirates have our pride to consider after all. Elaine Marley was her name, back before she became Mrs. Elaine Marley Threepwood. Few could win her heart back then, though many pirates tried. She was a fine leader, and just as fine a match for the legend of Monkey Island. Though there's one pirate who thought otherwise, and LeChuck was his name. That's putting it mildly. When Elaine invited him for dinner, LeChuck was instantly smitten, and vowed to do whatever it took to marry her. Needless to say, the legend of Monkey Island wasn't about to stand for that. It ignited a bitter feud between the two of them. Ah, but that was a long time past now. Makes me all misty-eyed just to think about it.
Alright, finally.
What business do you have with us now? Speak up and be quick about it.
I am Murray, the demonic talking skull. All pirates hear my name and tremble.
Pah! Pay no attention to that blowhard. He left his marauding days behind, along with his body.
At least I can remember my own name, not like some other skulls I could mention. And one day I shall return to the waves to unleash a new reign of chaos.
Sure you will. But for now, we provide what you might call the in-house entertainment. Telling jokes, hurling vile insults at pirate wannabes, and enthralling folks with tales of skullduggery and misdeeds.
I'm just here for the insults. You stink, ugly.
We're still workshopping some of our material.
I am no mere decoration. We are the esteemed Skulls of Scum, stars of the most disreputable tavern on Melee Island.
Aye, this be a place so foul, even the roaches have to hold their breath. The floorboards are rotten, the tankards are rusty.
And half the customers will run you through just for the fun of it. What's not to enjoy?
In all my centuries, I've never found a better place to hang my head. Excuse me. I've got something in my eye hole.
Oh, don't you dare start blubbering. You can be so embarrassing sometimes.
Well, maybe that holds true somewhere like the Sea of Thieves. But pirates in these parts hold themselves to a different standard. Time was, you could earn the approval of the pirate leaders here by completing their 3 trials.
So I've heard.
But that was then, and this is now. The only way they'll respect you is if the governor himself declares you to be a worthy pirate.
Good luck with that. Threepwood's not set foot out of that mansion for almost a year. His guards keep things running smoothly.
Of course. What could happen to the legend of Monkey Island? If you ask me, he and his missus are off on some grand adventure.
And if you ask me, Threepwood's gotten himself locked in a closet somewhere. And good riddance.
Just ignore him. If anyone knows how to meet the governor, it'll be that set of salty sea dogs over yonder. Aye, that they be. They've got their own pirate lord nowadays. And his name is Governor Guybrush.
I told you not to use his name. It gives me a toothache.
You'll have to forgive Murray. He and the governor had a falling out a while back. Something to do with a missing arm.
Missing? It was an act of theft and wanton dismemberment. And one day, I shall exact my demonic vengeance. Of course, these gullible fools may think of him as a legend, but I am not deceived. I have spent years plotting my retribution. However, the customers and I have formed an eternal bond. They will never let me leave, not unless someone can provide a replacement.
All right.
Hey, you leave that skull alone. He's got a job to do.
All right. So now I need to.
Hey now, supplies of the Legend of Monkey Island figurine set are still limited. So there's a long waiting list, and your name is not even on it. Sorry, but these items here, they're display models, not for sale. Hey, it's not my fault these Legend of Monkey Island action figures are hot property. My latest shipment got sunk down at the docks just as it arrived. Oh, then you need an exclusive Legend of Monkey Island meet and greet ticket, one of which I just so happen to have. Only one in existence. But I can tell just by looking at you that you can't afford such a sought-after item. Maybe we can work out some kind of deal. Tell you what, if you can bring me my missing cargo, I'll not only give you the ticket free of charge, I'll be able to sell you some other mementos. Deal? Deal. Now, get going.
Cool. You seem sketchy.
Oh, those poor doggies. I can't help it. There's just something about these guys that cracks me up. Well, it's very sad, actually. The governor's guard dogs get tormented by the guards, you see. They've lost all the fire in their little bellies. I bet if they scarfed down a hearty meal, they'd soon be back to their nasty old selves. Of Of course we do. My favorite is the old top-up trick. What you do, see, you wait for your shipmate to get distracted. Then you pour some grog from your tankard into theirs without them catching you. They'll be snoring before you know it. That's when you sneak away and leave them to foot the bill.
You lost? Well, then you come to the right pirates. We know pretty much everything that happens here on Melee Island.
Alright, they're just like a directory, people. But I do have... Durr. That was dumb. Tool. I have a tool.
Oh, I remember my first visit to the Scum Bar.
What?
It was noisy, filthy, and I immediately felt like I was in mortal danger. The kind of place I'd always wanted to belong.
So I'm assuming anytime I see one of these jar things, ink jar, inkwell, that's what they're called, right?
The pirate leaders have pretty much staked a claim to this room. I can't think of anyone who'd want to argue with them. From here, they dispense wisdom to wannabe pirates.
Sorry, but these items here...
I want that as a curse right now.
I don't think so, stranger. This ain't Wally's Duff Map shop no more, and that means it's off limits to the likes of you. Gubernatorial guards only. And since I don't see no uniform, and you also look like you're alive, I'm thinking that means you ain't exactly a guard. So sling your hook.
Sling your hook. Sorry, just eating a granola bar.
Ahoy there, fancy pants.
Keep your hands off the display cases. I just polished them. Well, all my wares are right here on display, save for the reserve stuff. Feel free to browse around, but don't touch anything. You don't suppose correctly. I deal in pieces of 8, just like everybody else here on Melee Island. And before you ask, no, I don't offer credit. Find me some silver or you'll be going home empty-handed. Nice try, but I don't think so. This is a general store, not a pawnbroker. Well, money's still money no matter what time it is. Besides, leaving your store unattended on an island full of pirates is usually considered a bad idea. You have no idea how many swords, shovels, and other nautical accessories I had go missing when I was out running my errands. Now, there was a time when I might have taken a moonlight stroll to go and see. Wait! That's nobody else's business. Hup! Oh, so you're the new cook for the Scum Bar. Nice job burning down that cargo ship. Well, the costume was never paid for, so if you still have a job to go to, you'll need to settle the bill. Now, you best hurry before somebody else makes me an offer. There's a chest over there you can use to change clothes. Free of charge for paying customers. What? Turn my back so you can pocket whatever's in my safe? Whew, you must think I was born yesterday.
The only general store on Melee Island. The storekeeper gets a little paranoid around pirates. Then again, I did kind of break into his safe once. Maybe he's got the right idea.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Want to see something hilarious? There's a pack of piranha poodles in this alley that can't stand the sound of this thing. Watch. Oh, what's the matter? Can't you reach your lovely bony tendons? All right, that's enough, you mangy mutts. Go lay down. I said that's enough. We guard the governor now, not you pathetic pooches. So get used to it. Now move along and don't start any trouble. I'm on break. Hey, get your own snacks, you thieving pirate wannabe. Those will burn a hole in your tongue.
It's an alleyway. Not too glamorous, but I guess they have their uses. This one seems oddly mysterious.
own snacks, thieving pirate wannabe.
And where do you think you... yeah, you... The governor's mansion is off. If you can't show...
Hold on, just Clawhammer for the...
Are you a visitor? It's been so long since I've had anyone but Captain Coco to talk to. Oh, there was a little misunderstanding after I came back from Monkey Island. I came in a little too fast and smashed up the jetty pretty bad. But it wasn't my fault! You ever try to sail a galleon crewed entirely by monkeys? They emptied out my bananas, ran off, and left me to take the blame. Sure have. But it's okay. I'm good friends with the legend of Monkey Island. I was even on his crew once. I'm sure he'll be along to let me out, just as soon as he's finished his important, you know, governor stuff. Yep, anytime now. And it's not like I'm alone this time. Captain Coco and I keep one another company. If he didn't have me to talk to, he'd have lost his mind by now. Where? Oh, no. Hello! Oh, it's simple. Captain Coco and I met back when I was stranded. Our monkey crew didn't trust me back then, so he was my only friend. And we've been inseparable ever since. Hey! I don't know how it is where you come from, but eating your shipmates is not okay. I'd sooner go back to snacking on rats. That would be great! But I don't know how you would. The sheriff has all the keys, and I haven't seen him since the governor's guards moved in. I don't know, Otis. Those locks look pretty rusty. I bet you could blow them wide open. That is a great idea. Captain Coco, you are a certified genius. Oh, shucks. You say the nicest things. Good luck.
Cause too much trouble and you might end up in prison. There's not much to do here except count the rats. My pal Otis seems to spend a lot of time stuck down here.
And this Clawhammer. I bet you I just take this all the way back to the dock to open up the things so that I, yeah. This is all making sense now. Watch, I'm completely overthinking this.
Hey, that's my cargo. I thought it'd be fish food by now. Looks like I'm back in business. This meet and greet ticket will get you an audience with the legend of Monkey Island. Only one in existence, but I'd say you've earned it.
And where do you think you're going? Oh, yeah? Seems genuine. Funny, I thought we'd gotten rid... There. I booked you in for the next available session. Come back and speak to my colleague after the clock strikes midnight. Like that'll happen anytime soon. That clock tower hasn't worked in years. Oh, yeah?
Alright, what am I supposed to be doing?
Ahoy there, fancy pants. Keep your hands off the...
So now I'm gonna just go with my gut instinct. Hello.
Hey, I wasn't sure if you were